Hey folks, how you doing? Now about 3 weeks ago, we tested the FitBit Versa 3, and I quite liked it since it had all the basic features that I was looking for in a smartwatch. Now, we got the FitBit Sense, and it's a little bit more expensive than the Versa 3, but it comes with some cool extra features. Like always, in this video, I will give you all the information that you need about the FitBit Sense. At the end of the video, we will compare it to the Versa 3, and if it's worth buying it. So, make sure to stick around till the end of the video, and with that being said, let's start with the top 10 things to know about the FitBit Sense. So point number 1 on the list is the new band and the haptic button. The FitBit Sense no longer has a physical button, and instead it has now a haptic button on the side. Once you press it, it will give you a vibration feedback and it will turn on the screen or off. I would love to have a physical button again, and they came up with this idea because they wanted to improve the water resistance. Fitbit designed a new attachment mechanism for the FitBit Sense and Versa 3, and they call it the Infinity Band. This mechanism makes it very easy to change bands, and I would even say that it's easier than with any other smartwatch. In order to take the band off, you just have to push in the latch right here, and the band comes off. If you want to attach the band back on, you just have to stick it back in the slot and wait for the little clicking noise, and you have it back on there. Number 2 on the list is the quick charging feature and the new design charging cable. Now this new charging cable connects magnetically to the backside of the smartwatch, and Fitbit says that it only takes 12 minutes of charging for a full 24 hours of battery life, and it only takes 40 minutes to bring the battery life from 10% to 80%, which is pretty awesome. Now keep in mind, if you're using features like GPS, the battery life won't last that long. As for point number 3, let's talk a little bit about the user interface. Now, first of all, let's say the colors are very crisp. Now, if you swipe up, you will get to your core stats, the weather, you will get to the advanced stats, and some more widgets if you want to. If you scroll all the way down, you get to the manage button. Over here, you can swap around the order of those widgets if you want to. Just give it a 2-second press, and you can swap around the order however you want to. Now, if you scroll a little bit further, you can even add some more widgets if you want to. Just press the little plus symbol and say done. And now it has been added to the rotation. Now let's go back one step and swipe to the left. Over here you have your do not disturb mode, your sleep mode. You can set the brightness if you want to. Now mine is on max. Now let's go back again. You can set the volume. Over here you have the screen wake mode, and the last one is the always on display, which I highly suggest using. Now if you swipe down, you will get to see all your notifications. Now as you can see, I have the Fitbit stuff over here, but it also shows you some WhatsApp messages, Instagram and stuff like that, and missed calls. Now if we swipe to the right, or to the left, you will get to some more widgets like the EDA scan, Alexa, exercise, and the Today app. So let's start with the Today. Now it shows you your calories burned, your hourly activity, sleep, exercises, and so on. And all those widgets are customizable. You just have to scroll all the way down, press the edit button, and over here you can add some more if you want to. When you scroll all the way down, like steps, distance, and floors, just press this little plus symbol. And if you want to have some out of the rotation, just give this little minus symbol a touch and save it, and there we have it. Now let's get to the exercise. Now over here you have a lot of different exercises to choose from, like bike riding, running, weightlifting, you have golf, hiking, and a lot more. Overall, there are 20 different exercises to choose from. If you want to start an exercise, just press it and press the play button, and after a few seconds it will now start. Also make sure that your GPS is connected. About the EDA scan and Alexa voice assistant, we will talk about that later on in the video. But for now, let's swipe further to the left. Over here we have some basic widgets like the alarms, weather, and the timer, and the settings. Now on the settings you can set basic stuff like display, vibration, audio, score reminder, quiet modes, and so on. And we have some shortcuts now as well. Now the way shortcuts work is that you can set some shortcuts if you want to. Now, if you can see, top left is my music, top right is my quick settings, bottom left Alexa, and bottom right is my Fitbit. The way you get to those is by double pressing the haptic button on the side, and now it will pop up the 4 widgets that I just mentioned. You can also set them to be any other widgets that is pre-installed on this Fitbit. Just click on one and set another widget like alarms if you want to. Now let's head back to the home screen. Now let's swipe further to the left. Over here you have some more widgets like the agenda, clock faces, wallet, and the relax widget. Now let's click on the relax one. This one is basically a guided breathing session that you can do between 1 minute and 10 minutes. Now let's go back once again. Now the clock faces, you can swap clock faces right on the Fitbit watch itself if you want to, or you can just use your cell phone if you want to. Over there you have the clocks and all clocks, and just press on any one that you want to, and it will install it in just a few seconds. Most of them are for free, some you have to pay. Now on the last 2 tiles you have some more basic features like the Find My Phone app, coaching, Deezer, Spotify, and the ECG app, to which we will get now. Number 4 on the list, the EDA Sensor and the ECG app. In order to use the ECG app, you need to put your 2 fingers on the corners of your Fitbit watch for 30 seconds. After those 30 seconds, you will get your test results. The possible results are normal sinus rhythm, in which case everything is just fine with your heart, and atrial fibrillation, in which case your heart rhythm is irregular and you should think about contacting a doctor. Or the results are inconclusive, which means your heart rate is above 120 beats per minute or below 50 beats per minute. In that case, the heart rhythm assessment can't assess your heart rhythm. Now let's get to the EDA sensor. But first of all, what the heck is an EDA scan? Let me tell you. EDA responses are tiny changes in the sweat level of your skin. EDA also means electrodermal activity. Now these changes may be due to stress or other factors such as movement, noise, or temperature change. And the calmer you are, the less responses you get. The way it works is that you have to open the mindfulness stat on your Fitbit app. Over here you can set the amount of scans you want to do every week, and then you're ready to go. Now all you have to do is to put your palm on your watch screen for 2 minutes, and after that you will get your test results in the mindfulness stat. You can do the scan for a total amount of 60 minutes. But who wants to sit still for 60 minutes and the only thing you do is to have your palm on your watch? Not me. Point number 5 on the list is the inbuilt GPS and the heart rate sensor. Now the FitBit Sense and the FitBit Versa 3 are the first Fitbits with an inbuilt GPS. If you're using the GPS continuously, you get about 12 hours of battery life, which should actually be enough for any activities during the day, assuming you have charged your Fitbit enough before you start the activity. Now for the heart rate sensor, we have to flip the watch around and you will see the flickering green light. Fitbit calls it the Pure Plus 2.0 and says that it's an all-new sensor with an updated algorithm. Now as point number 6, I choose the music storage. Unfortunately, you cannot download Spotify music playlists or other music files to your watch for offline streaming. You can download Pandora and Deezer playlists, but that's it. Number 7 on the list is the battery life. Once it's fully charged, it will last for 6 days, but it depends on your specific usage. And it will also decrease to only 2 days if you have the always on display feature turned on. Another thing that you have to keep in mind, using the built-in GPS will also decrease your battery life for about 10% per hour of use. So let's get to point number 8 on the list, and that will be the Google and the Alexa voice assistant and the built-in speakers. Now the Google Assistant is not working in Germany right now, that's why I could not test it, so I had to stick with the Alexa voice assistant. But as I heard, the Google Assistant is already supported in the US and other countries. Via the shortcuts, you can get to the Alexa application and just ask her questions. Now, how is the weather today?
Currently, in Karlsruhe, it's 2 degrees Celsius with cloudy skies. Tonight, you can expect dreary weather with a low of 1 degree.
Yeah, and there we have it. Also, with the built-in speakers, you can also take calls from your wrist with the FitBit Sense. But for that, your smartphone has to be close to you, well, If nothing has changed, you will still look like a total fool talking to your wrist. Like the FitBit Versa 3, the FitBit Sense also has the SpO2 feature. In order to use this feature, you will have to download a specific clock face and use it, which is kind of annoying since I really want to use other clock faces as well. SpO2 readings are only taken at night, and in the next morning you will see your nightly average oxygen level as a percentage. Unfortunately, there is no way to take blood oxygen measurements on demand, plus you have to be a premium subscriber if you want to track your oxygen level over time. As for point number 10, we will talk about a skin temperature sensor and a stress management score. Now the FitBit Sense has a new type of skin temperature sensor, and the way it works is that you will have to wear your watch while you're sleeping, and after 3 nights it will calculate your baseline skin temperature, and every night after that it will tell you the difference to your baseline temperature. The second feature will be the stress management score. The score ranges from 1 to 100, and a higher number means that your body is showing fewer signs of physical stress. The way it works is that it will take your data from your heart rate, activity and sleep data, as well as your EDA responses. So folks, as I promised, we will talk about the differences between the Versa 3 and the FitBit Sense. Now, there are only 3 major differences between those two. The first one is the price. Now, if you look it up on the official store on Fitbit, the FitBit Sense costs a whopping 330 euros. The Fitbit Versa 3 only costs 230, so you save $100. The second and the third difference is the EDA scan and the ECG function. Now, me personally, I don't really need those 2 features, so I'd rather save the $100. So if you ask for my opinion, I would go with the Versa 3 since it has all the basic features that you need in a smartwatch. So folks, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It would really help this channel grow. And with that being said, see you next time. Bye bye.